The Black Sea has become the stage for one of the most decisive attacks in recent history. Russian forces have just executed a devastating operation, eliminating enemy ships carrying not only weapons, but also highly classified intelligence. This surprise strike has sent shockwaves through military circles worldwide, raising serious questions about the vulnerabilities of Western-backed forces in Ukraine. What was the secret cargo? How did Russia execute such a precise and ruthless attack? Stay with us as we reveal the full details behind this operation that has changed the course of the conflict. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date with the latest breaking news and war developments. If you find this report insightful, make sure to like and share. Your support helps us continue delivering in-depth analysis. Now, let's dive into the details. In recent days, the port city of Odesa witnessed a catastrophic blow to the Ukrainian military. Disguised as commercial cargo ships flying foreign flags, enemy vessels were actually transporting military shipments, including weapons and sensitive intelligence documents. Russia, using advanced reconnaissance and missile technology, executed a precise and overwhelming attack, obliterating these ships and seizing critical data. But the operation did not stop there. In addition to striking maritime targets, Russian forces also launched a devastating assault on a NATO training camp near Kyiv. This strike resulted in the elimination of several high-ranking international officers, sending a chilling message to Western nations involved in Ukraine's military operations. The attack in Odesa was nothing short of a tactical masterpiece. Russian drones and Iskander missiles launched a sudden and coordinated strike, taking Ukrainian forces by complete surprise. As the Black Sea's waves continued their usual rhythm, the battlefield above them became a theater of destruction, with fire and debris engulfing the skies. Russian precision-guided weaponry showcased an unmatched level of military sophistication, dismantling the enemy's strategic infrastructure with surgical accuracy. The Ukrainian military and their Western allies were left reeling. In a meticulously planned offensive, Russian drones began sweeping through Ukrainian airspace, identifying key enemy installations, logistical hubs, and energy infrastructure. Within hours, the scale of destruction was staggering. Odesa, a vital nerve center for Ukraine's war effort, became ground zero for this operation. Reports from Ukrainian sources confirmed the relentless accuracy of Russian strikes, targeting not just military warehouses, but also command centers where classified information was stored. One of the key targets was a cargo ship flying the flag of Barbados. According to intelligence sources, this vessel was secretly transporting weapons and military equipment camouflaged as civilian goods, such as grain. Russian missiles locked onto their target, and within moments, the ship was turned into a fiery wreckage. On board, several Ukrainian soldiers and foreign mercenaries, reportedly from Syria, perished in the explosion. However, the attacks didn't stop with the destruction of a single vessel. Through the night, Russian forces continued their bombardment. Iskander missiles, known for their long range and pinpoint precision, struck deep into Ukrainian-controlled territories. Among the most significant targets was a Ukrainian armed forces training camp in Kyiv, where NATO personnel were overseeing the instruction of Ukrainian troops. The strike on this camp was particularly devastating. Reports indicate that Russian missiles struck at the exact moment when NATO officers and Ukrainian trainees were in formation, maximizing the impact of the attack. According to Russian military intelligence, reconnaissance drones provided real-time data, allowing missile operators to execute a strike with unprecedented accuracy. Another major blow came when a dock in Odesa was targeted. A military cargo ship, which had recently arrived from Algeria, was unloading classified military hardware when a missile strike reduced it to ruins. The explosion not only annihilated the ship, but also resulted in the deaths of several Ukrainian naval officers and crew members. The attack further crippled Odesa's port infrastructure, rendering it inoperative for hours. What made this operation even more significant was the intelligence Russia gathered in the aftermath. Not only were military assets destroyed, but Russian forces managed to seize secret documents and classified data from Ukrainian and NATO sources. In the following days, Ukrainian authorities were seen hastily removing sensitive materials from the port of Izmail, a crucial area within the Odesa region. These captured documents reportedly contained information on upcoming military shipments, logistical routes, and classified communications between Ukraine and its Western allies. This intelligence windfall has provided Russia with a strategic edge, allowing future preemptive strikes on high-value targets. This series of operations was more than just a show of force. It was a calculated statement to the global community. For months, President Putin had warned that any foreign interference in Ukraine would not go unpunished. Now, with each explosion and missile impact, those warnings have turned into reality. For days, Russian forces have executed relentless attacks, using cutting-edge intelligence to systematically dismantle Ukrainian and NATO military plans. The destruction of enemy supply lines, communication hubs, and strategic defense points underscores Moscow's ability to control the flow of war on its terms. One of the most defining moments of this campaign took place near the Ukrainian-Russian border. Intelligence reports indicated that a NATO-backed training facility was being used to prepare Ukrainian forces under direct Western supervision. When Russian Iskander missiles struck, the death toll included several high-ranking foreign officers, a direct and unmistakable message to NATO. This strike came after repeated Russian warnings. Western nations had been cautioned that their involvement in Ukraine would have serious consequences. With the complete annihilation of this facility, Russia demonstrated that its patience had worn thin. In the aftermath of these devastating strikes, Ukrainian officials were forced to acknowledge the extensive damage suffered. The loss of key military infrastructure, the destruction of weapon shipments, and the deaths of NATO officers were undeniable setbacks. As reports of classified data leaks surfaced, military analysts questioned how Russia had acquired such a deep reservoir of intelligence. Some suggested that cyber warfare and electronic surveillance played a significant role, allowing Russian forces to stay several steps ahead of their adversaries. The events in Odesa and beyond have changed the trajectory of this war. Russia's ability to destroy enemy vessels, neutralize key training facilities, and seize classified documents has demonstrated a new level of strategic dominance. Intelligence warfare is no longer a secondary tool. It has become the main weapon shaping the battlefield. In conclusion, what unfolded in Odesa was more than a military victory. It was a masterstroke of intelligence and precision warfare. The destruction of enemy supply chains, the elimination of NATO personnel, and the capture of secret data have provided Russia with a critical advantage. This operation serves as a stark reminder that in modern warfare, knowledge and precision are just as deadly as firepower. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Russia's precision strikes and intelligence operations? Do you believe Western nations underestimated Moscow's strategic capabilities? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We'll continue bringing you the latest breaking news from the front lines. Stay tuned for our next report. Things are just getting started.